Yeah, like I said, go listen to that. Hear why. But yeah, look at this, man. Just murder fest. Hear why. But yeah, look at this, man. What's up out there? What's going on, Crypto Nation? Welcome to No Noise with your host, Z-Rex, coming at you live on December 2nd, 2018. Already December. Crazy. It's going to be New Year's before we even know it. And 2018 is gone. I'm sure a lot of the crypto people, though, I'll be kind of excited when 2018 is past us, bring in some new year. Not correlating that with moon views or you know, thinking that it's just going to go up. But, you know, it's always nice to start a new year, reset, maybe try to learn from mistakes you made this year and be a better trader next year. Here we are looking at some market cap stuff. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Kind of basing out over here in this 125 billion area. Still not looking too sexy, really. Not much to really say about this, just going sideways since this massive dump of about $100 billion in the latter part of November, which I'm sure everyone's aware of. let's go check out the majors. That's what we'll call them. Take out some of that bull crap. Last 7 days, Maker, don't know anything about it. Tron doing pretty good, 15%. Let's go peep some Tron real fast. Let's see, I guess we'll do dollar. Yeah, just having a nice little run. Nothing too exciting though, as you can see on a daily. Still getting rejected at this 21 yellow exponential, pretty hardcore, and bears are still fully in control on that. So can't really get too excited. You got to stop going down at some point, right, and have little liquidation and relief rallies. That does not mean that the trend is broken, though. I don't really see much evidence of that yet at all. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that. Get into the BTC, because that's really what everybody wants to pay attention to, and should, is Mama Bear. She is the leader of the pack here. As you can see in this little triangle that we were in. Let me go to big screen. There we go. This nice little triangle here. We just broke out of it. Had about until tomorrow evening for the apex. We had like almost one more day's close, but we did bust out of it earlier, pretty much right after the daily close today. And I'm in Central Time, so it's about 10:45 here in the PM. You can see here lots of not great price action, though, even kind of leading up to this, getting up to just over 52 for a second. 52 has been a very serious number here. As you can see, you've got many test and battle areas there all along this, and kind of failing it on this last one and creating the first part of this downward sloping trendline resistance. It wasn't really a hot look, especially on this second attempt. If anything, if we go back and let's say pretend that that hadn't happened yet on the replay action. Yeah, and if you're kind of looking at this here, maybe if it'll work. There it goes. That's good for a nice little test, right? Rejection of this price action, both engulfing candles on all the prior, you know, at least 4 hours worth of business. And this one ultimately wiping out this entire section here on December 1st. So definitely not great look. Oh, here's everyone's favorite pattern, the Bart, right? It's an inverted Bart. You know what the hell those mean. It's just a meme or something. There's no technical pattern that's a Bart. Yeah, it's kind of funny looking though, we'll say that. I haven't seen that pattern in still. Let me go ahead and exit this and get all the regular price action on. Coming over here, testing, getting underneath. One last attempt with a week. Didn't even get halfway back up this price action. Slapped immediately again. And price action is king, y'all. Don't trade feelings. It does not make you money. You can see here, price told you numerous times this was getting rejected. All of these attempted run-ups by the bulls got slapped by engulfing candles. When you see that, I mean, it's just, and then struggling to even stay above the 1 hour 21 and 55 exponentials. I mean, that is weak sauce right there. Very weak sauce. And on the 4 hour, you can really see it here, getting rejected at the 55. One little fake out and another test and a fake out. Now we are breaking this lower trend line. So this is not looking good for Bitcoin. I wouldn't be surprised to be seeing mid to low 3000s here early this week. The bulls had a chance here, but you know, 42 has been a number we've talked about for a little bit. So it's just a very hardcore technical number. Keep an eye out for it. And you know, having longs right above 42 on this, that was actually a decent trade, you know, or even right here. But once this candle came down, I mean, you had the risk to reward in your favor and all that from technicals, and you have to take good trade setups. But then when price action tells you you're wrong, well, you're wrong, bitch. You know, I'm not trying to say that to be rude or anything, but price action is, and it'll just cost you money if you don't listen to it. Also, here you go on a daily. We are still pretty far away from the 21 exponential. That's coming in at around 4,500-ish. And this is Bitstamp prices. So, still, I don't really like this. I don't know if you could say this is some kind of flag, bear flag here or something. Definitely could be. If that's the case, you really don't want this trend line break to hold here today. But on the hourly, it's not looking great. Busting below, I got an alert here at around 38.80 or so. Yeah, busting below these tails. Bet your ass we're gonna go back here and test the 3,600. This is just pretty weak price action for sure. Let's go see if the technicals are kind of agreeing. Yeah, the bulls have regained control. Or the bears, I'm sorry, have regained control in the hourly. Still neutral on the 4 hour though. It's been neutral since about the first test of 42. So I guess that is the good news for the bulls. And if you want to measure this price action, we're probably right at the 618. Yeah. So if you see that the 618 from this most recent run up is at about 3,900 roughly. So just another support level. Like, it's the bulls have to defend right here. It's going to get pretty nasty. And for some downside targets, you could take that same fib and look at the retracements, or the extensions, I'm sorry. Look at the extensions to the downside here. And the 168 is a really popular one when momentum it's kicking in, and that lies at about 3,100. And then the 2618, which is another popular one, kind of in between these, is about 2,500. So that is a real possibility. Don't let your feelings about Bitcoin trap you in a bad position, because I've definitely been there, and I like crypto for the long haul, believe in it very much so. But you know, this got a little bit crazy, a little bit fast, and it's only been a year. So let's not forget, in January of 2017, you could buy Bitcoin for less than $1,000. All right. Or let's just call it 1,000. Little average, just average all this price action right here. So it was only $1,000 a year ago. And none of these people have been tested yet in the market. They're all still sitting on profits. Only if you bought late summer, early fall, are you now sweating some bullets. Usually markets like to inflict the most pain it can on people at once, and so I feel like that would have to be coming down to at least this price action. But we'll see. Right now, that's just my opinion. Don't trade that shit. Trade what the price is telling you. But right now, price is telling you $100 away from here. But this right here, this recent price action is kind of reconfirming the momentum is probably going to be continuing to the downside. All right, let's see what Ethereum says. Mr. Unicorn Man. Oh wow, it looks worse. It couldn't even get above the 55 exponential the whole time. Bitcoin did a couple of times. It did get rejected, but this was weak and got sold into that exponential at every attempt. Yeah, lower highs. This, yeah, not great at all. You know, this definitely looks more like a flag for sure on Ethereum, you know, something about like that. And if you wanted to take a measured move from that flag, considering it would break from, I don't know, let's just say about right there. Oh god, that does not look cool. That is $40 Ethereum, if that does play out, and that does sound crazy from here. I can't imagine that would not be capitulation range, getting down to those lows, because that's another like 60% from here. But totally struggling to get back in this channel too on a longer term time frame, and the bears are still firmly in control, as you can see on DMI. You can also see that on the RSI being way down here in the weak zone. That is not oversold. That's a stupid term. It's just showing weakness. That's all. Could get over here, got oversold, and then went from 550 to 350. Same thing here. It got oversold and went from 330 all the way to 180. So that's not such a misleading thing. Man, the finance game is real dirty. It really is. But yeah, that should just be more weakness. Kind of how I use the reference here on DMI of being in the power zone or like the weak zone. Just mean the momentum is in favor of, you know, in this case, if the red's up here to the bears, or you know, if RSI is low, like around 30 or below, really like 40-ish or below is a better metric, then the bears have the momentum, especially on a higher time frame. And I'm talking at least a daily and above. 4 hours and not a high time frame. Even on a 2-day, not looking so great. Yeah, this kind of just looks like a pause before continuation selling. It definitely does. Especially with this 1 hour action. I guess Ethereum's about in the same boat here. I'm going to go ahead and throw an alert on. It breaks down right around them. About 113, so... this is the last chance for bulls to defend, and they pretty much are going to have to do it today within this daily candle, which did just close, you know, 4 hours ago or whatever, but they got about 20 hours or so. Let's go see what Litecoin. Charlie Lee, I guess we don't need to attribute that to him anymore because he just kind of bounced at 300 and was like, fuck it, bitches, and he kind of killed it on that one. Yeah, pretty neutral here. A little bit better price action, although not the lower high part. Like the top part of price action looks the same, but this bottom part looks like slightly better, because you could draw this trend line to just kind of give you an idea what I'm talking about. And it hasn't it hasn't broke it like Ethereum and Bitcoin have. But, you know, it could just be late to the party. You don't know. We'll see. Kind of in the same boat, though. If we kind of take the price here, 618s. Yeah, it's about this range here. So, still just kind of... It's almost... We're getting acceptance at this area is what price feels like to me. And that's usually a continuation move. Get back to Bitcoin real fast, just to kind of give you an idea, some context around what I'm saying. So here's the weekly. Weekly just smashed through the long logarithmic trend line of Bitcoin's Bitstamps history. That's definitely noteworthy. And it smashed through it with a weekly, and this next weekly just closed too today, and you can see price was accepted on the bottom end of this candle. There was no push or attempt to even get up. The attempt looks about like the arrow that I tried to draw on there. There we go. For all this, but it needed to have a little bit more price action. If price action could have come up here and closed back up into this range, you know, even if it was below this longer term trend line, just above this kind of area, that would have been... That could have been counted as capitulation, but considering we didn't do that and for a whole week went pretty much right at the very ass end of this range, not a great sign. Let's go look at XRP to continue. Just wanted to bring that up for context a little bit, or with some context. All right, here we go. Ooh, yeah, XRP not looking too hot. Got into that mid-30s zone that we were discussing in the last video here. Not looking... Yeah, man, this is like another one of those little flags. If this does play out, I mean, you're talking... This is going to demolish, yeah, to 20 cents. It's going to murder XRP. And it's probably pretty likely to go back there. That's... XRP went for a long time based around 20 cents. Let me pull it up on Bittrex to get some better... There it is, to get some better history. Oh, nope, we didn't get no much better history on that. Oh, it's on Tether. We need like their USD one. Dang it. Oh, Bitstamp will have it. Here we go. Good old Bitstamp. Maybe if I could zoom in on this thing. Alright, so as you can see here, this is what I wanted to show y'all. It went sideways for a long time around the high teens and 20-cent area. Pretty much like I average it out to like 20 cents. It was a range from about 15 to 25. But as you can see over here, that's about 20 cents. So it'll definitely find some support there, and it looks like that is going to be the next target. The blue horizontals here, I actually did this a really long time ago, way before I did these videos, but a 618 retracement from each run up also falls at about 17 cents, so that would be ultimate support. Below that, that's going to be real nasty. Ripple might be running into some real big fundamental problems if it gets below that. Alright, let's go to XMR. Look at the privacy coins. Oh, goodness gracious. They definitely don't look hot either. Similar price action, kind of testing these lows from a few days ago, but making way lower highs. Every attempt on a lot of these 55 exponential moving averages is getting sold, so that is definitely not a good sign. It's kind of the same deal, breaking below this 55 level. It's going to be real nasty. All you got to do is look for any momentum change, and that'll start with just the 55. Real simple right now. Until I see any price kind of close above that for a week, we are not out of the woods yet. And that's just my opinion, of course. All those disclaimers, blah blah blah, you know, you've heard them. All right, Dash, same thing. Looks almost exactly like it, finding that resistance at the 55, and now finding it back below the 21. Same deal here, below 85. It's going to get nasty real quick. I think it's going to get nasty if it breaks below 90 on Dash. On the daily, let's see. Well, the Bears are losing a little bit of momentum, but the Bulls are nowhere to be found. They're in the forgotten zone, way down here. Oh, that is to fade anything that gets close to the 21 exponential. So below, in the forgotten zone down here, DMI, fade the 21. You can see it works well. Anyway, let's go to traditional markets. Yeah, and I don't do trade setups or anything besides just what I'm like talking about. I just, you know, once you just learn how to trade, you don't really need that. I don't really believe in following people's picks is going to make you very wealthy. It's a tough one. All right, ES is on fire, of course. All the G20 crap just went by. They kissed and had good drinks, and Putin was high-fiving the Saudi Arabian princes. It was just a big old party in Argentina, having a good old time. And they pretty much are like, hey, let's just have a siesta for 3 months, and then we'll talk then. And that was pretty much most of the meeting. Market seems to like that so far, though. How long that will last is definitely going to be the question, considering the seasonality, Christmas, rallies, etc. You know, it's probably going to carry forward to the end of the year. But the beginning of the year, I think, is going to be a very... You're going to need to be on your toes, because I don't think this is just all rosy right now. 3 months ain't shit. That comes up around, what is that? March, which also has Brexit stuff going on right around March, so I don't know. Perfect timing, though, I think, to give some real good energy just to get right back over here to some new local highs, but just to come over here and test the all-time highs. And maybe make like a little incremental one just to say how awesome and amazing Trump is. And that would be a pretty funny setup. So this W pattern that we discussed last week has set up confirmation on the breakout. Set up real quickly too. We were talking about it down here, but we still needed this to form. There it is. Super fast. Kind of surprised probably a lot of people. Breaking above this zone right here at about 28.20, let's call it, to be a little conservative, is going to be real bullish. And, you know, it's probably going to put us... Oh, I think I made that a little bit too long. Oh, crap. Oh, can I extend that? No, damn it. I'm having some mouse operation issues here. Just give me a second. Alright, whatever. That's good enough. It doesn't matter. Yeah, look at that. A measured move from this W pattern, too, would put us just slightly above the highs. Maybe tap 3K. Gosh, that would be a big-ass move from here, though. I'm not saying that'll happen. This is just trader masturbation, I guess. Trader mental masturbation. 6% though, yeah. Hell, crazier things have happened. So, hell, we're up that much from here to here. So, no one thought that would happen in a week. And we still got 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks, of December Christmas amazing spirits. So, but yeah, this looks like it's got some pretty good momentum. I will be watching the markets like a hawk this week, for sure. And we can't wait to play him, actually. I'm real excited about that. Yes, I just love to trade, especially futures. If you don't trade futures, you should definitely get into it and look into it. It's pretty badass. Yeah, look at this. Bull's about to get into the power zone here, too. This is a pretty gnarly gap, but that's okay. You know, that pent-up G20 crap, everybody's over. One thing that is going to happen tomorrow, regardless of where price ends, is volatility is going to get destroyed. Here's one interesting thing here on NQ. This gap is bringing us right up into this longer term trend line. So I'll be curious if we can kind of get above that and close maybe above all of this. If we do that and close above like 71.50 and get up in the top of this range here, that's going to look really good and be a nice confluence with the ES. But the ES does look pretty nice. If we go to the Dow, it probably looks about like the ES. Yeah, there you go. These will perform better kind of in trade war situations regardless, especially if they lift them. So that's good to see confluence. Russell, yeah, Russell's probably going to play some catch up here, I would imagine. This gap is a little bit concerning, but like I said, the vol crush that's going to happen this week, you can see volatility started getting below the 55 here, getting into 18, kind of finally testing these lows again. I wouldn't be surprised if we smash all the way down and gap down something like this and get to mid-teens. And you can see that the way of the it's good, especially when you get into the options game, especially selling premium. But we don't have time to go into all of that. In future videos, we'll definitely discuss it more in depth, though. But yeah, right here, this is saying the vol on VIX, the volatility and premium on the VIX is, you know, getting in the lower end of its range, and you can see it does get crushed down over here into the 70s. So everyone should feel pretty giddy here now. Since the G20 is over, there's nothing really for the rest of the year except for the Fed meeting here in a couple weeks. So, yeah, it's kind of perfect timing, really. All right, let's go back to NQ here. I got a little sidetracked. Let's look at some internals on the lower time frames. Yeah, you can see the hourly on NASDAQ has looked pretty damn bullish for a while. On the DMI being mostly in this power zone. Bears tried to one attempt here, but failed very quickly. And riding up this 21 exponential really well. just popping it, doing amazing things. Look at this thing just taking off. I mean, it's like the market already knew. Huh. Just like Bernard Baruch said, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Oh, one thing I did want to say about Bitcoin, actually. I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but if I don't say it now, I feel like I will forget it. So, this one quote from something I saw recently was, "From failed moves come fast moves in the opposite direction." From failed moves come fast moves in the opposite direction. And that quote's pretty interesting. And it's in reference to failed breakout or breakdown patterns. Alright, so let's say in this instance right here, it comes out of here like it's breaking down, and it looks that way, and all the info we have right now is saying that. But let's say we get back up into here and tomorrow close above here, right? That would be a failed breakdown of this pattern. So in that case, off of this kind of quote here, that would be implying that from this failed move comes a more powerful move this way, which, you know, would make a lot of sense and probably bring us up to, you know, at least these highs, and probably with this momentum, we'd probably get up to tap like 47-ish, if that was the case. Also, let's say on this move here, right? Breaking above 42, attempting it, even made like a little mini head and shoulders right here. If y'all can kind of see that. Boom, boom, like this. Little mini one. And also that 42 critical level fails it, and then a fast move came in the opposite direction. So this could be playing out now, this failed attempt to get back above 42. We could, that's what's kind of scares me right now to the downside. Like if the bears pick up, which they have the momentum or the control right now. Once they get the momentum back, this can get ugly real fast. And y'all have seen it, and everyone thinks it's still done, I feel like, but that's just my feelings. Like I said, I'm not trading on those. I'm waiting for this confirmation to blow here to get pretty short. I will definitely be being pretty large short, and ultimately extra large short when we break 35. And conversely, I'll be real long if we get and close above you know, 42, 42.50, pretty much above this trend line now. This is how I'm going to treat that. So, all right, let's jump back onto the end part of the show. We missed oil. Got to talk about oil. It's one of my favorite things to trade. Moves, you know, all over the place. Doesn't have much correlation to stuff. Does its own thing. Very liquid. As you can see, we have been in a murderous downtrend in oil. Down 30-40% or something. I mean, down from 77 to 50 bucks, like 49.50. I mean, this is a massive move, and you know, shift in momentum with the 55. I mean, it's been below it the entire freaking time. Just now did it kind of battle it multiple times, about 3 attempts, and now we've gapped over it and have closed above it for the first time in a long time. This is one trade I'm itching to get long oil, but I need confirmation, and I will want confirmation on higher time frames, just because the magnitude of this move, 4 hour and anything below a day is pretty much going to fake you out pretty damn good. So I'm going to wait for daily confirmation on this, but it is something I'm watching like a hawk, because oil moves violently both directions, and some of this is definitely going to get retraced. You know, maybe even if it's only to low 60s, that's still a big move. Every dollar in oil on one contract is $1,000, and you have to put up about 2,500 bucks, $3,000 to open one contract. So you can see that the leverage and the return on your margin can be very good. Your losses on your margin can also be very good. So do be aware of that. Be careful with that leverage. but it is a nice tool to use. Leverage responsibly. I don't know what my computer's doing. It's getting a little freaky right here. All right, there we go. So still not here, getting above the 155 on gold. Had a pop too. Everything just popped, I guess, after the meeting. And we're like, yay, let's just party for 3 more months. Woo, firecrackers. They're like, screw it, it's the holidays. We got to go hunting. Got to go ride horses, you know, bareback with no shirt on. You know, what do the Saudis do? They got to go drift some cars or something. I don't know. You know, of course, I'm just joking with all of this, but yeah, they're just like, hey, put it off. We'll worry about that next year, guys. All right, cool. Cheers and a good day. GDX here. This is interesting. It's kind of making another inverted head and shoulders, and that was really terribly drawn. I'm sorry. There we go. Let's do that again. It's almost got one kind of forming, and it had this one back here, which we talked about. Kind of an uglier one, but it still played out with a good measured move to the that 21-ish target, which we were looking for. But yeah, kind of weird that we're seeing another mini one right after that. Definitely odd. And that is on a daily, so, you know, it's got some weight. But we are battling here. Look at these 21 and 55s. Real just flat. Probably no trade zone until we get out of that box right there. So, you're like, man, those are sloppy. It needs to be perfectly straight. Man, this isn't a game like that. This is ranges. And also I've noticed if you keep too tight, you know, everybody's watching the same movie, I always say. So everyone is like, oh, well, this is the, you know, bottom here. If it breaks that, it's just going to go down. Well, yeah, probably. But if everyone knows that, you know, maybe give yourself a little cushion. And you could go both ways, too. You know, it doesn't have to be just to this downside action. So just from some food for thought. All right. So that's GDX. That's the miners. Let's see here. Let's go back to gold real quick because we didn't look at any internals. Neutral on the daily. On the hourly, bullish with that little gap up. Also bullish on the 4-hour. Maybe we're just going to, yeah, into your party for everything, it looks like. That's kind of funny. All right, let's go back to BTC, and I'm going to be calling it a night, getting ready for tomorrow. Final thoughts on the Bitcoin. Again, just keep an eye on the hourly. That 21 exponential. The RSI, though, is now in the weak zone. Bears are in the power zone. I guess you could say the RSI, the bears are in the power zone too, since it's just one line, but if it's that low. But yeah, so you've got lots of bearishness action going on here. This zone that we're in right here is real critical. And considering it broke here, the bias is definitely going to be to the downside. And if you wanted to get a number roughly of resistance, about 4075, maybe just say 4100, give you a little extra room. So 4100 on the upside is going to be pretty hard resistance at this point, and that actually lines up too with all of these moving averages super stacked on each other. But given that this hourly is starting to get momentum, and even the hourly is about to break below this trend line, usually that's going to be confirmation. So keep an eye out on that. Hedge responsibly if you do that. If you don't, I suggest you learn about that. I think it's helpful in trading, even if you don't want to speculate. Even if you're just a hodler, how nice would it be if you had one Bitcoin, let's just say, and you hedged it, let's just say 50% on an exchange of your choice, BitMEX, Deribit, etc. And you only lost half of what you did, and you could even use that half you made off the shorts to go back and buy some more crypto, because even if you're a hodler, your whole idea is to get more crypto, right? And stack the sats, man. Stat stacking. Stat stacking, man. Yes, not stat sacking. That's not the right one. So point of control, though, here that's developing is right here at 39.50, so that'll be a good support level, too, if we can kind of hold that. So keep those eyes. Keep those eyes. Yeah, well, I guess that's right. Sorry, it's been a long night. I can barely talk here. 4,100, keep your eyes on that. And on the lower side, about 3,900. Until tomorrow, happy trading. Again, this has been No Noise with your host, Z-Rex. It's been a pleasure. If you got any value from this or anything, sub, bell, and smash. All right, I'm signing off, guys. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.